We begin with that mass shooting at a Southern California Lunar New Year celebration. It happened at a ballroom dance studio called Star Dance in the city of Monterey Park, just east of Los Angeles.
You have 10 unresponsive inside, and you have 2 that are still in critical condition and breathing.
The shooter opening fire, killing 10 people, injuring 10 more, some still in critical condition tonight. The suspect, 72-year-old Hu Can Tran, who killed himself as police approached his white van in a Torrance parking lot.
Just the sound of gunfire just is terrorizing in such a lovely community as Monterey Park, where people are just loving and the lunar festival's going on, and it's very sad.
Investigators say a second incident and another ballroom in a neighboring suburb is tied to the shooting. In that situation, authorities say an armed Asian man walked in, but some of the people there wrestled that gun away. The suspect escaped, leaving the gun behind. Nobody was seriously hurt. ABC 10's Luke Clary has been on the ground for us in Monterey Park all day. Luke, how are people processing all of this?
Alicia, it's difficult for people to process. It's been difficult for people to get their heads around this. And, I really can't overstate for you the significance of the Lunar New Year holiday in this predominantly Asian American community. About an hour and a half ago, police removed the security perimeter in front of the ballroom, giving us our first look at it and the entrance where, as you can see, a memorial is starting to grow. People just stunned that something like this could happen here.
Your understanding, your breath of peace.
Hours into the Lunar New Year, searching for answers.
This land needs you, Father.
Some finding comfort in prayer after 10 people were shot and killed at a dance hall in Monterey Park, the Asian American enclave on the eastern edge of Los Angeles County, where more storefront signs are written in Chinese than English.
People there are just dancing. They're kind people.
Bear Dai lives nearby. He had just taken a friend to Star Dance Studio days earlier.
I feel very sorry about what happened last night.
Crews cleared away the decorations and carnival rides from streets packed with people Saturday. Officials canceled Sunday night's events following the shooting.
I don't think people will have any mode to celebrate it because of the security. Everybody's worrying about their security, and that should not happen here.
I live in the next street in here.
Nico Chang joined the crowd, waiting to learn more.
We're Chinese, the social media, everybody's waiting. It's 10 hours, so where is gunman in where,
As authorities offered new details about the gunman and their investigation into his deadly rampage, people still searching for answers.
It's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. I mean, we're human beings, right? We're human beings.
The question, why, heavy on their hearts. And even as more details came to light throughout the day, this has been difficult for people to process. We're beginning to see more flowers and more memorials throughout this community at Monterey Park, and there will be vigils and funerals to come. Alicia?
All right, thanks, Luke. And right here, people also planning to hold vigils as well. Stay safe, Luke. President Biden tonight ordering flags at half-staff throughout sundown Thursday to honor the victims. Governor Gavin Newsom also speaking out tonight, saying, quote, what should have been a night of joyful celebration of the Lunar New Year, instead, they were the victims of a horrific and heartless attack of gun violence. Our hearts mourn as we learn more about the devastating acts of last night. The mass shooting sent shockwaves across California and right here in the Sacramento area. Local AAPI organizations offering their condolences to those impacted and speaking out against gun violence. Tonight, I spoke with the executive director of the Sacramento Asian Pacific Cultural Village, just one of many groups responding to what's happened today.
It's an unfortunate reminder that no community is spared. It really can affect all of us at any time.
A community and state still in shock after a gunman opened fire on a Southern California ballroom dance studio, killing 10 people and injuring several others. The community where it happened, Monterey Park, a primarily Asian community, around 65% of the population. The shooting happened just as a Lunar New Year celebration in the city was ending for the night.
It's a very challenging time, a day filled with emotions.
Jason Zhang, executive director of the Sacramento Asian Pacific Cultural Village, saddened to hear of the news. Zhang says he hopes communities will not let this deter them from expressing pride in their heritage.
It is absolutely important to continue celebrating our cultural traditions, especially now as a lot of communities have been on the receiving end of hate and violence, especially with the pandemic and some of the harmful rhetoric that has been expressed by our leaders. We're still expressing our strength and resolve as a community to combat anti-Asian American and Pacific Islander violence wherever it occurs. And so that alone just, I think, makes it more important for us to find these moments where we can celebrate who we are and to not be deterred by any form of violence.
And he says more work needs to be done on the legislative front.
It is a reminder, first and foremost, for the importance of gun safety legislation.
Groups across the region speaking out about the attack. In a statement, the California Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander American Affairs saying, quote, "Even as we grieve while bringing in the Lunar New Year, we ask you to take the time to heal, reach out to loved ones and other community members that need our support. In due time, we look forward to working with you to continue fighting for a California that is free of violence and hate and where everyone feels safe and valued." Sacramento State University also sending out a message to students saying, quote, "The shooting turned a day of joyous Lunar New Year celebration into a day of shock, horror, and grieving. We must continue to demand change in our culture and in gun laws to end the mass shootings that have become too common in America." The school is offering support services for students and staff as well.
Lunar New Year events in our area is still scheduled to go on. We have a list on our website, abc10.com. Also, in response to the shooting, the California AAPI Legislative Caucus will hold a vigil on the west steps of the state capitol tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.